Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Customer Service Champions training video. My name is Tal Schnell. I'm your customer service mentor, speaker, and coach. And we're going to be talking about how you can elevate your team to the top. You know, every one of us is called to be a leader in our organization. And big part of it is being that customer service excellence leader. And some of you may ask, well, what does that mean, Tal? You know, you've been talking about that in several of your training videos and your blog post. What does this all mean? So I thought about a video that will share and break down those steps for you so you can really take your team to the top. After all, leadership, the success of leadership is the success of a team that you taking to the top. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, because you and I always are trying to make a dent in the universe. We're trying to change our organizations. We're trying to create things and memories and experiences for our customers. And I think it begins with great leadership, someone who is passionate, someone who is continuously raising the bar, and someone who's continuously has a big vision to create a wonderful piece of legacy for your leadership. So we're going to be talking about that. And I know I'm throwing some big words there: legacy, leadership, success. You know, one of the things that I will share with you, that if you want to be successful, whatever your endeavor is, you really got to put it on the line. You got to make some sacrifices. You got to take, you've got to elevate yourself first before you can elevate others. And so when we're talking about having a vision and having a passion for customer service, it begins with you. So that's the real introduction to this video. And I'm going to be going through those 5 things that you can do and take your team to the top. When I talk about a team, you know, many of us belong to a team, part of a team in our careers. And I think what I encourage you to do is to reflect and take stock of what made successful teams. If you were part of a successful team, how did you feel about being a player on that team, and how did you contribute? What did you do to be part of that success? And then flip the side and ask yourself, you know, I was part of a mediocre team, and what made that mediocre team? Most importantly, when you're in a leadership role, you have a bigger responsibility. And what that means is that you have to raise the level of standards that begins with you and then the rest of the team. And of course, I think what happens with many leaders, they expect quick results with that process. It is a process, it is a journey. And as long as you have not only the intention, but the execution part of it, then you will be successful. Now, here's what we're saying here is this. Many leaders want things in a week, okay? And it's not going to happen. You know, you've got to continuously do those 5 things I'm going to be sharing with you on this video so you can become a leader of excellence. So let's talk about that. Number 1 is you want to set a vision of where your company is going and what success looks like. And when you're thinking about that, you have to be extremely motivated and energized about the vision. You know, sometimes what happens to leaders is they are taking the corporate vision or their company vision, which is great, but you've got to make it meaningful not only to yourself but your team, so they have a sense of purpose of where they're going. And one of the best ways to do that, I think, and especially in the customer service environment, is to create those huddles and pre-shifts and all these kind of things that communicates the vision every single day. So take the time to, you know, people ask, well, how can you do that? How can you apply all these things, and where can you do it? And then how can you do it? You know, every person has their own style of leadership, their own style of management. But as long as you take the time, and that's one of the things that I want to emphasize to you as a leader, is that you must communicate and continuously communicate and communicate and communicate and communicate. Sounds redundant, but people have to hear that vision every single day repetitively so they know where they're going. You know, sometimes you as a leader, you are the GPS. You're the one that's setting the vision and direction for your team. So that's number 1. Number 2, And I know it sounds cliche, and I know a lot of people think it's the fluffy stuff, the warm stuff, ask how do you measure things like that. Number two is about staying motivated, and continuously have that positive energy around people. When you're in a customer service environment and customer service organization, 90% of it is people. 90% of it is people. So it's a reflection on how you conduct yourself, with character, integrity, and values. And someone who is, I know not every day is going to be a positive day. And I know there's some challenges and setbacks and stressful moments, but your level of energy and your level of motivation, if it's not there, guess what? Everybody else falls apart. So be mindful of your presence, be mindful of your energy and your motivation. And your vision should inspire you and motivate you every day. If that happens and you truly have the passion for what you do, then you'll carry that over and over every day. About setting a standard of excellence in your organization. Now, you can break it down to several goals that you really need to work on. When you're motivating your team, people want to know not only where they're going, but what target they're hitting. Does that make sense? So they need to hit a target. They need to know that what are the standards of excellence. When you're talking about your vision, they need to know what targets they need to hit to let them know that they're really making a difference. Now, I'm going to take an analogy of maybe some of you guys are working out or you're into health and fitness. You have goals and targets that you're trying to hit, maybe a number, maybe something that you know that if you did this, if you lost 10 pounds or 15 pounds, and that's success. Same thing works for customer service. You got to hit the numbers. It is about the results as much as it is about the journey. So don't forget about that, because people are also motivated by the targets that you're setting for your team. And now, well, how do you do that? How do you continuously create that on and on and on? Have your people look at those numbers every single day. One of the things that I practice in my pre-shifts and huddles is that we share the numbers. I mean, it's a continuously scoreboard, a scorecard that you're putting in front of your people to let them know. It's kind of like playing a game of basketball and not knowing the score. You got to let them know what the score is so they can hit that the next time that they're meeting. So the next one is sharing customer feedback with your team. One of the best ways to keep the conversations going, to continue the dialogue with people, is to let them know what the feedback is. It is about the customer experience as much as is your employee experience, but we need to know what the customer is telling us. We need to know what are they telling us that we can improve upon, or take the time to listen and share that feedback. Now, the feedback can be both positive and something for us to work on, but you got to keep your team in the loop of how success and how continuous improvement is part of that dialogue with the customer. And the more you're going to know about what the customer want, the more you're gonna achieve success, because when you do that, then they're going to know that, hey, we're not just hitting some numbers, we're also connecting with our customers, and we're exceeding their customers, because this is what they expect. This is what the customers are telling us. So be sure to share that with your team to create a level of awareness. And that's what it's about, creating a level of awareness. You can't ignore what the customers are telling you. You just can't be in the business world without listening to your customers. Okay, the last one that I'm going to be sharing with you is to measure that success and continuously raising the bar on that customer service experience. There's always new things to do. Be innovative in your craft. Think about new ways to connect. Think about new ways how you can surprise and delight. And number 5 is about measuring that success. So there's always healthy competition or games or fun stuff that you can do with the organization as a leader to keep people motivated, to keep people inspired. And that's what it's all about when it comes to a culture of excellence. I know there's a lot of logistics and there's strategies and there's benchmarks and all these kind of things, but you got to keep it fun and exciting, and you got to keep people motivated and keep that fire going, and When you do that, people feel part of a purpose rather than and just being part of a job, a work, a mundane type of a work that they have to do. So keep the troops inspired, as they say, and motivated, and that's key. And with measurement, teach and educate. I mean, teach and educate. Many people that are in the customer service field don't sometimes don't know what they don't know. So continuously teach and educate your team on what that looks like, because the more they're going to be focused, the more they're going to deliver that excellence and continue to think about new ways, innovate, think about creative ways, involve your team. As a leader, you are not the smartest person on the team, so there's always new ideas that people can really take that to the next level. And that's what it's all about, is to think, how can we take this, how can we create better results than we did last year? And that's my challenge and to you as a leader, is that what have you done last year that you can do slightly different, slightly taking that to a whole new direction, so you can enjoy that and reap the fruit as a leader. Because I know leadership is can be a challenge, but you also need to enjoy the rewards and fulfillment of being a leader. And that's another topic for another video. But hopefully I added value to you with some of the topics that we discussed today. And feel free to share your comments and feedback with us, and have yourself another great day. Thank you.